Over to you, Marwa.
Thank you. Thank you, Graham. Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to our strategic marketing course webinar for, again, course director talk, speaking to potential candidates. I'm so glad to be with you this morning, and I'm here to give you a flavor of what our program looks like and key highlights for the program. And we're really pleased to have our alumni joining us today. And we've got Kritika, we've got Jafar, and also students from our current cohort who has just joined in October, Joanne, and we're all here to answer any questions you might have got. Feel free to type in the chat box, or probably by the end we'll have a Q&A session where our alumni and current students will be able to answer any questions you might have got. Well, it's just interesting to know where are you joining from. So let us know, where are you joining from, guys? Oh, fantastic. Norway, China. Okay, fantastic. Tanzania, thank you. India, Japan, China, India again. Okay, fantastic. I'm not quite sure what time is it now. Probably too very early or late in China, this part of the world. Luton, UK. Jafar, definitely. Yes, I know, Jafar, it's exciting time for you. You've got an appointment for your visa to start your new job. So congratulations in advance. I'm glad to share my slides and start the presentation, so we've got time by the end to address questions. If you could let me know that you can see my slides clearly, this would be appreciated. Okay, so very quickly, who we are. It's very important to let you know about ourselves, our identity as a School of Management before starting speaking about our program, because we actually, again, have this heritage, excellence, really stemmed from the School of Management, which is there for over 50 years now. We are postgraduate university, so you will be joining really a same-minded School of Management and University, all postgraduate executive teaching. We are one of the elite groups, and I'm so proud to be one of the team here. We are triple accredited, so, and this really means a lot. Very few universities over the world are triple accredited, which means lots of emphasis on quality of teaching, research, and many others, links to industry as well. School of Management, we are ranked top in the UK, 34th in Europe, and this is actually the very latest kind of achievements which we are cherishing and celebrating. We've got different, in the School of Management, different programs which are again ranked top in the UK. Our finance and management ranked second, fourth in Europe. Our management MEM is also ranked highly in the UK, and our very prestigious strategic marketing is ranked fifth, and I'm so glad to say this, and 15th worldwide, which is I believe will be like Europe, which I believe will be again a great achievement. We are also top ranked in terms of employability, which means that once you are graduate or finish your program, very quickly, very soon, you will be in the job market securing your own job, whether in the UK market or any other part of the world. And we've got two alumni which again have already secured their jobs in prestigious institutions, and they will be talking to you about their experience if you've got any questions about this. Well, in terms of the School of Management, we work with different companies. Our links to industry practitioners is really strong. You can see here on this slide, we've got Jacobs, and Jacobs is working with our strategic marketing this year. Next term, they will start the sales and key account management module with Jacobs. And Jacobs have also worked with us last year, and they have been extremely grateful of the contribution from students. I'll show you some screenshots from, again, key people from the company interacting with students on LinkedIn. So it's really, you know, all about bringing theories very closely applied to practice, and this is how we are maintaining this through our links with different partners, industrial partners. We also work very closely with CIM. Again, our modules are accredited by the CIM, which means that if you would like to continue progressing and having more diplomas, certificates, etc., this would be actually straightforward to you. You just build on what you have studied so far and add few more modules, and accordingly you will be ending up with other degree certificates. We've got talks from CIM representatives to our students in terms 2 and 3, showing them the different opportunities and how our modules are accurate, and accordingly they can build on if they would like to take this further. Key highlights for the program, and again, this is something which we have been working on for a long time now, being very established part of our program, which is MRS certificates. So, MRS, as you can see, actually, it's in addition to the degree, MSc Strategic Marketing, you actually end up with another certificates from MRS. A very professional institution qualification, which is mainly about research, market research society in the UK. We guide students and give them free tuition of 7 hours from, again, very professional academics who will be delivering another content just related to this particular certificate and equipping them with all the tools in order for them to take an online exam. And this online exam, actually, students pay for it. And by the end of the exam, they take the certificate if they succeed. Just give you a flavor of the success rate. So this was 2020. We've got 28 Cranfield candidates out of 60. The cohort size in this year was 60. I think was 101. And we've got distinctions, merit, and passes. Last year, we've got 30 students out of 60, which means 50% of our students actually take the certificate. And I believe that this is increasing this year. Distinction, merit, and pass. So everyone actually passed, as you can see here, no fails, 0 fails, thanks to our academics and Ian Crawford particularly, who takes the lead on guiding students and working with them closely on this certificate. We negotiate a good rate for the exam. So again, this is just for Cranfield based on our partnership with the institution. And accordingly, the tuition is completely free. And in addition to your master degree, you end up with another certificate from a professional institution in the UK, mainly about marketing research and analysis. These are just few certificates here, and we managed as well to work closely with our RS to have the certificate for our Chinese candidates in both with their Chinese name and the English name, which I think was an addition and students appreciated last year. And these are, again, few more certificates. You can see here our students from last year on LinkedIn posting their certificates, appreciating the role, the contribution of the School of Management, Cranfield, and also the Strategic Marketing course. Another highlight, I would say, is the Cranfield Competency Framework. So all these soft skills which are related to employability, we've got this all actually really delivered to students in a very practical and professional way relating to lots of assessments they are taking. So you've got different online employability courses related to teamwork, leadership, and many others. You've got also reflective parts of the this digital credentials, and once you finish, you've got your own certificate with your similar to footprint, for example. This will be just tailored to you with a link which employers can check. And again, These are just examples here. So in terms of employability, we ensure that this is really embedded in our program, and really students work on these alongside the modules they take throughout the year. Last year and this year, we are adding the Google Ads, which is another certificate. Again, this is the certificate from Jafar, and he completed his Google Ads measurement certification. Dr. Anne-Marie, who is an expert in digital marketing, working on our executive teaching MBAs as well, delivered these masterclasses to students, introduce them to the certificate, and from there, she works closely with them on different grades, whether they would like just to stop at this level or even take it further. So Anne-Marie actually has to view what's happening, from behind, in not just about delivering the content, but also seeing who is actually embarking on this initiative and how far they are reaching, which again, this is mainly due to her expertise in digital marketing. Key highlights as well is the program Masterclasses, and I'll be sharing with you also what we've got for next term. So we've got guest speakers from different parts of the world and also from industries, consultants from Oracle, GSK, which was the case last year, HP, again, as you can see here in the images, Ian Ryder with 20 years experience in HP. So our masterclasses actually bring in the expertise from industry, which students are really eager to know more about. So in addition to working on assessments, which are applied on companies, they also get the chance to meet face-to-face, interact, masterclasses, opportunities to ask questions and learn more about the experiences of practitioners in leading organizations, and again, sharing best practices about how organizations really are manage marketing teams and digital marketing. We've got social activities, which I need to mention that last year, due to the lockdown happening end of November, many of these activities did not take place, so they were replaced by others online. But according to government regulations, if it allows, we do actually visit the brand museum in London. We also have visits to other partners companies according to government regulations. This was a trip 2018-19, 2020. Again, as I just mentioned, lockdown happened by the end, last year, since end of November. But we are keen to bring this back this year if government regulations allow. These were the social events which replaced the face-to-face events where students were engaged in cookery classes, art classes, yoga sessions with social distancing, etc. So depending on the government regulations, we really adapt our social activities happening at that time. This is actually our alumni, Lauren, and she provided us with copyrights to use the photo, and again, quotation from her. She secured a job in London, marketing and insight executive in London, and we are pleased to have also students joining our webinar today to answer questions if you've got. If you'd like to have just more understanding of the terms, module structure, we start term one with consumer behavior strategic marketing delivered by Dr. Dennis and Professor Vasilis. We also have managing brands delivered by Professor Simon Knox and Dr. Dennis. And I need to mention Simon Knox is actually like the guru of branding, as you can see on Google Scholar and others. Accounting for marketing managers. So this is delivered by Dr. Simon Templer. Big data insights and analytics. And this is really an important module which runs through 3 different terms. So start in term 1 with the basics of market research, delivered by Ian Crawford, and then continued in term 1 working with a very unique software, which is Jump, different from the SPSS, which is really common, and you can see this in other courses, but we are unique in deciding on using Jump, working very closely with, again, experts who deliver this. Last year it was Dr. Dennis, this year it's Dr. Tina, joining us from, again, Greece, and she will be delivering this face-to-face as a new member to our marketing team in term 2. The module also continues in term 3, focus more on qualitative. So in term 2, it's quantitative using JUMP technique software package. And in term 3, it's actually qualitative data analysis using NVivo. In term 2, we have got CRM, which is a fantastic module, and retail and omni-channel management, both delivered by Dr. Tamira King. We've got sales and key account management, which is, again, one of the key highlights of the program. I have to say, we are one of the very, very few programs in the UK, Europe, and the world who have got a sales and key account management module in our program. And this is delivered by experts, Dr. Beth Rogers and Richard Benson, with 25 years experience in HP. So you imagine that in lecture theaters, in classes, you get the expertise from both academics. Actually, you get to listen to insights about sales and key account management from both academics and practitioners. In addition, you get to work as well on a company project. So last year it was Jacobs, as I just explained. This year is also Jacobs, and during the presentations, well, you deliver an individual assignment, and then the students are selected based on the performance and get the chance to deliver it to people from the company. I'll be showing you screenshots of the presentations and also conversations with our industry partners from Jacobs. In term 3, you've got 2 communication modules, integrated marketing communication delivered by myself, and also digital and social media marketing delivered by Dr. Emery Hanlon. You've got the marketing consultancy project, which is a key highlight definitely in the program, delivered by both Professor Stan Macklin and Professor Vasilis. So for this particular module, you've got a briefing, like a company representative coming to speak to you about a real life problem, challenge, or an opportunity. And then you get a week to work on it together in your work learning team with a group to come up with a solution to this particular marketing problem. You build on all the learning you have actually gained in term 1, 2, and also term 3 with marketing communications, finance, sales, retailing, big data analysis, brand management, strategic marketing, and consumer behavior. You embed all this learning in a project, which you get to represent together with your team to, again, to the company. And accordingly, you get feedback from both practitioners. So people from the company will be saying, yes, this makes sense, or even you should have looked at it in a different way, or providing insights on how you have approached or addressed the phenomena or challenge or whatever. And then you've got also feedback from our academics, Professor Stan and Vasilis, both providing summative feedback for you to know what has actually worked well or even need to be improved. This brings us to term 4. Excuse me, can I just very quickly ask you to keep your mics in mute?
I've got it, Marwa, I sorted it.
Thank you so much. So in term 4, you've got actually the thesis, and you get to work on, again, an academic thesis if you decided, or if you would like to apply it on a company. This should be facilitated by our academics, getting you in touch with a company. And we're working on another way of doing this, where you can bring in your own chosen company if you would like. However, I will wait for this particular aspect to be approved before I provide further information. But generally speaking, with the thesis, you get to look at something really interesting in the market, or even a phenomena or a challenge or a problem, You crystallize it, you provide sufficient justification why it's important, why it's relevant for you to spend 4 or 5 months is working intensively with a supervisor on it. Or alternatively, just look at a company which is facing a challenge or problem, and then you try to tackle it with some data from the company, either interviewing people or bringing in data, and our academics facilitate the connection according to what is available at that time. This is just, again, to give you an idea who we are as a marketing team. So we've got Professor Stan Macklin, he's the head of the strategic marketing, and he's, again, the module lead for marketing consultancy happening in term 3. We've got Professor Vasilis, who's delivering a module strategic marketing in term 1, and also leading the marketing consulting project. Myself as a course director, Professor Simon Knox, and also delivering integrated marketing communications. Professor Simon Knox, our guru of branding and brand identity and management, delivering, co-delivering the brand management in term 1. Professor Malcolm McDonald, I'm sure you've all actually come across the name and his insights on LinkedIn, definitely our guru of marketing. And we follow his textbook, Strategic Marketing. In the strategic marketing module in term 1, he comes and speaks to you as well in a masterclass related to sales and key account management happening in term 2. I think, Joanne, you've got the, Joanne actually is the course representative for the digital content. So she's got everything about guest speakers happening in term 2. So we are welcoming Professor Malcolm. This term, Dr. Tamira delivering 2 modules about retail marketing. In term 2, Dr. Simon Templer, who was or delivered the accounting. Dr. Anne-Marie Hanlon, again, with digital marketing. Dr. Dennis co-delivering with Professor Simon, the brand management. Dr. Tina delivering the BIA, big data analysis in term 2, applying it on Jump software. Richard Vincent with 20 years experience in HP, alongside Dr. Best, both delivering the sales and key account management. And we've got Ian Crawford, who works very closely with students since the start of the program on BIA in term 1, data analysis using MVP software in term 3, and also the Thesis module lead. And to be honest, this is driven by a logic. So why term 1 has these particular modules, term 2 and term 3? Because if you look practically at what companies do and how they start working, whether it's a startup, an entrepreneurship, or a big company, what they do really is first they start with sensing the market. And this is a very unique strategic marketing at Cranfield School of Management way of doing things. So we agree on it as a team of academics. Companies start with market analysis, understanding market, understanding customers, and this is why you've got in term 1 actually consumer behavior, strategic marketing with competitive analysis. And then you move on to market design. So you get to know actually how growth strategies, targeting, positioning, all of these things, which again are related to modules in branding, strategic marketing. And then you get to align to your customers through communication. So we've got first retailing and omnichannel, and again with sales and key account management before responding to customers with integrated marketing communication, digital marketing, and having this fantastic module about marketing consultancy project where you apply everything you have actually learned, grasped from the very beginning of the year. So these are the main 3-4 themes, if you would like to say, about building and managing brands, managing customers, marketing strategy and implementation, research and insight analytics. And this is how our modules really come under these 4 key themes. These are just images from the marketing consultancy project, and you can see here groups, actually students in groups work very closely together, very intensive week for 1 full week, and we've got different companies working on this particular module before, again, as you can see here, the names, Sensibreeze, Nike, Google, and we've got GSK last year, and still the partner this year to be announced. So this is about our industry connections. Cranfield, with its location in Milton Keynes, is really, really close to London, close to head offices of different companies and corporations. And this makes it very easy to bring in people to our classrooms. And again, Cranfield is really known for this connection for ages, years and years. And this is why using the, partnerships on funded and unfunded projects, consultancy, etc. So we are building and capitalizing on this asset to bring in practitioners very easily to our classes for our students to learn from their insights. Again, JSK, this was the case last year. And you can see here, this is actually how our students are putting on LinkedIn, acknowledging our, again, the hard work of our professors. And you've got people from the company here, JSK, responding back. You've got, again, with key account management, letter from, again, the director, sector director for UK and Ireland, thanking us for the contribution. And you've got people here as well from our cohort posting on LinkedIn. These are actually, I think, public if you would like to learn more about conversations, key achievements of our students. This is a thesis, and again, I've got a video which brings in Adam Mullen, and he's our graduate in 2020, and he was awarded the best thesis for 2020 and also Malcolm McDonald's prize. But it's for a couple of minutes. I'm more than happy to play it if we've got time by the end. Research projects, definitely, or the thesis, if you'd like to say, this represents 40% of the mark. You undertake a research project, again, either with a company sponsored or an empirical one, which is a standard. And again, involves definitely direct research with professional managers or customers. So you get to collect your data from any stakeholder you feel you would like to engage more with and relevant to addressing your key research idea. This is Adam Mullen, and again, Professor Malcolm McDonald's prize. And also the Vice Chancellor Prize for 2021, Adam Muller from our program was the winner, which we are, again, so glad about. This is another video. I'll just keep it for now, but it's definitely on our website if you would like to check it out. Very quickly, what's special, cross-cultural, and again, the learning teams, you've got to deal and interact with people from different parts of the world. This year, as posted on our website, we've got people from 14 different countries. You've got to work on consultancy projects, so you're gaining these consultancy skills, team working skills. Again, you've got different coursework, team coursework, which you need to accomplish in addition to individual assessments. You've got the School of Management ranks, again, higher than the average Russell group, which, again, based on Financial Times 2021 as well. Individual attention, definitely. We haven't got the office hours where you are restricted with meeting your module leads in specific times during the week or the year. We've got an open door policy. So anytime you just drop in a line or message or text on Teams to the module lead, and accordingly, you get the chance to meet them according to your and his or her convenience. Very close relation with the faculties, and thank you to the very small stream sizes. So we've got this year, for example, again, 114 students, which are divided into 3 streams. Each stream is around 35 to 40 students. So you step in the lecture theater in a class of 40 students, not actually in a class or a lecture theater of 100 or 114 students. And this helps definitely creating rapport, trust, relations. We get to know the student's name, lots of information about their backgrounds, their aspirations, and what they would like to do in the future. And this is how we, using this very close relation, we equip them with all the skills needed. We put them in touch with the key and right person in different departments, teams, whether marketing, careers, etc., to get the most out of the services which the School of Management provides. very mature environment because Cranfield is mainly about postgraduate studies. So it's all about MSCs, MRes, Master of Research, PhD, and definitely MBAs, executive MBAs, and DBAs. So, and this is how you will be stepping in an environment where actually same-minded people, very mature, have similar aspirations, and again, motivation to start this program. And again, we've got definitely, you've got inquiry service, careers, you've got library, digital, electronic books, all of this kind of technology embedded in how we manage and deliver. We've got also the MERC, and I have to say that, well, in Cranfield School of Management, in our program particularly as well, you've got a chance to have sessions delivered from the library tailored to your needs. So whenever, and I think Joanne can actually reflect on her own experience about this and the program this year, whenever anything happens to be relevant to students with like training on Mintel, definitely this was in less than a week scheduled and delivered to students. And accordingly, MERC provide us with tailored help and support presentations, which could be very promptly scheduled and delivered to respond to the ongoing needs of students. Again, fast track to your careers, and well, our employability for strategic marketing is ranked top in the UK and in Europe as well, based on QS ranking. Our graduates definitely get into account manager jobs, and this is directly related to key account management module, which we are specializing in brand management manager, business development manager, channel, which is management, which is related to communications, international commercial executive strategists. These are international media buyers. So these are the key kind of roles from international companies, as you can see here. And we've got our alumni today. They can speak also from their experience. Procter & Gamble should be added here, Critica, to the list. So again, alumni network, once you graduate, you join our network, which is a lifelong kind of service. If you would like to update your CV at any time, have booster sessions on interviewing processes, get connections with MBA students, DBA students, executive MBAs, alumni, you've got the chance definitely to do this. Again, these are just quotations from 2018, 2019, but I'm glad that we've got alumni from 2020 presented in this webinar, and also 2021. This is from me, and I hope I was not actually speaking too quickly, but it's really about the information which I wanted to deliver to everyone and make sure that you get, you know, an overall idea. I'm more than happy to address any specific questions you might have got. I'll stop the sharing now and open the floor to questions, and also look at what we have got in the chat box.
Yeah, Marwa, I'll just pick up a few of those for you to help you out, if that's
Thank
okay.
You so,
so
okay,
yeah, no problem. So there was initially there was a question about intern opportunities, what sort of intern opportunities people might get in terms of getting some hands-on exposure into marketing.
I'm not quite sure about internal opportunities. What do you mean by the practitioners coming to our
no, I think probably students getting the chance to go out to other companies and work with other companies, I guess.
Yes, well, this happens actually. This used to be the case in 2019 with COVID. Unfortunately, this did not take place. We are looking at how we can work on it again within the government regulations. We're keeping our eye on it. We schedule meetings with, I think John Lewis was the 2019 company which students visited, and again the fact that they are on stream, they visit, you know, peer group. In the thesis, you've got the chance to do this as well with our academics connections and supervisors connections with companies. You've got the chance to go and visit the company if you need to do interviews or collect any other data. Otherwise, you can build on your own. If you are actually presently working on a company, you can definitely apply it and bring the expertise from your own company to the project you are working on, and the supervisor will be more than happy to look at the idea or the challenge you are addressing, and from there provide the expertise needed for you to accomplish it or resolve it or address it in a structured, organized way. So these are the kind of internal opportunities, but I have to say that our guest speakers bring all this experience to the masterclass. From Oracle, I think from Lush Company, from Boodles. These are 3 guest speakers coming this term for omnichannel and management and CRM modules. We've got also guest speakers from Jacobs, and we've got as well guest speakers, I think, related to Oracle coming as well this academic term, in addition to HP, another expert coming for a masterclasses. So far, if we are speaking practically about what's taking place in term 2, we have 6 scheduled presentations from people coming from industry speaking about their expertise, and more will be added as long as we progress throughout the term.
Thanks, Marwa.
I hope this answers the question.
Yeah, thank you. There was another question about how much time. So for a 10 credit module, I guess the question is how many learning hours are there in a 10 credit module? Yeah,
it's 20 hours particularly. And I have to say that in other modules, for example, managing brands, which happened in term 1, student had 5 more hours, 4 hours workshop delivered by Darren Coleman, who has got his advertising agency, and I think this is already posted on LinkedIn as well. This was delivered alongside the 20 hours for managing brands. And there was also one seminar delivered by Professor Simon, which was mainly about your career as a managing brand, as a starting your career as a managing brand. So for some modules, it could actually increase, like for managing brands, it moved up to 25 hours. I think for accounting and finance as well, we managed to schedule 6 additional hours in addition to the 20 hours. We've got inquiries from students and requests, can we please have more on? And we agreed with the module lead to deliver more sessions, and this was added even before the assessment took place. So the fact that it's really, you know, with this mature environment, we understand that students, when they raise an inquiry or bring something to our attention, or even request something which is above and beyond what is scheduled, we take it really seriously and respond as promptly as possible to their questions. So, and I think Joanne can also speak about this from her experience better than me. I would love to allow Jafar, Kritika, and Joanne to take part in the Q&A session, please. So if you would like to add anything more, please unmute your mics, and the floor is yours.
Definitely, thanks, Marwa. Just maybe about the other questions that are in the chat. So Humit is asking about the part-time work opportunities available on campus, and Alex has already answered, but I just want to add something else here. So while studying in the strategic marketing course, you will have the ability to be a student ambassador. So it is a part-time job where the Cranfield actually pays you, and you gain experience by contacting prospective students. Also, there is another part-time job which is not paid, which is volunteered, is you can be a social media representative of the course, right? So you will be fully responsible for the all social medias of Cranfield. And this is a very good experience for people who is in social media, because it gives you 360 wide experience for everything for social media. So yeah, just about the part-time experience.
Thanks, Jafar. And this is really interesting. I have to say, we've got opportunities, and we've also got, we encourage our students to get in touch with and look at opportunities elsewhere as well. So we've got Symplectic, which is an online platform, particularly where students from Strategic Marketing, School of Management access, and they can find opportunities on this. and careers deliver a session at the beginning. This year, I have to say it's been a success because as far as I am involved and in touch with students, they have been returning back to me saying, okay, do you think this is a good opportunity? Do you think the contract makes sense? And our careers actually return back to them with suggestions about employers, contracts, etc. Joanne, you've got your own probably experience as well about getting in touch. You've got something about Boots you'd like to share with us?
Yeah, so I think for me, when I started the program, I think that some of my classmates, they also do look for part-time work. I think there was a question about part-time work. So if you're living closer to the city, and of course, you know, the course module doing the program is should be of priority. But if time permits, and if you want to do a part-time work, living closer to the city would help. The other thing is, like for myself, what I do is that because we are having upcoming a Christmas break, I think there's like a 2 weeks break. So there are some companies out there that are open to hire just for Christmas part-time work. So I've applied kind of like a sales advisor job in Boots Pharmacy, just to have an experience, you know, to see what is it like to firstly work in the UK, and also to see whatever knowledge that I learned from the class, because one of the first modules we learn is consumer behavior. So, you know, how does that apply in an actual working environment? So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to have that first experience this coming.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joanne. So I have to say that according to your visa, yes, you are allowed to work part-time for a specific number of hours per week. And this needs to be very clearly stipulated in your contract. I have received different emails from students disclosing this information with me and the SAS student support team. I was also glad to bring these students in the cohort talk, which we run every month, to speak about their experience of having a part-time job, what are the challenges and how we can support each other, because in this program, we are really a big family. So last, I think the cohort talk in November included one of our students who's also a course representative for social media, and she spoke about the part-time job she has very recently got. And I'm glad Joanne also is sharing with us her kind of opportunity, which is upcoming on Christmas break, which I think is very exciting. Kritika, do you have anything to add about part-time work?
Yeah, definitely. So I did a bit of part-time work as well. So I think it's a combination. Like Jafar just mentioned, I was a part of the student ambassador role. So that gives you a clear idea about how prospective students were. You were a student as well, so you know exactly what the upcoming students want. So that's an exposure to the university side of things, and very well blends with our idea of what marketing is. I also did a couple of jobs in part-time jobs in Sainsbury's or convenience stores, and really working things at the ground level. You can associate when you go into convenience stores or supermarkets before the course, you wouldn't really look at it. You'd pick up your items and walk out. But then once you learn marketing, things tend to make a lot more sense. You look at the inventory, you look at the billing, you look at a lot. So it gives you a very holistic idea, and you have career perspectives. So as much as Marwa, you mentioned that you have a restriction on the number of hours, just to address to the international students, beyond your term time, you're also able to work longer hours. So if it's something like your Christmas break and you don't have your modules or any assignments in place, you can work a couple more hours and sort of make use of, you can call it a part-time job, you can also call it an internship, and really develop towards your career progression.
Thank you so much, Kritika, for this. So just to conclude, you are allowed to work part-time. It's for a specific number of hours according to your visa per week. It depends on, again, your schedule and timetable. I would say priority definitely needs to come to your studies. But if you would like to add a little bit of extra income or even expertise, this is doable. I'm glad that our ambassadors today and alumni are speaking from their experience, whether you would like to go for something directly related to what you're doing, or even not directly related, but will still add to your, again, skills, expertise, interaction with people, etc. It's definitely up to you. And also, according to the opportunity which hopefully will come at that time, because for example, last year it was a bit tricky with COVID. Lots of stores, shops, etc. were shutting down and have restrictions on the number of people working on floor. So it depends on the circumstances, but definitely, or generally speaking, yes, there are opportunities. It depends on how active you are. It depends on your timetable and your ability. However, I need to mention that it is an intensive course which really needs dedication. So just keep this in mind at the very beginning. Dedication is really important. Time management is really important. If you think that you are this type of person, then you can definitely look at this, and well, we help and support as much as we can. There is a question about maths, like, do these courses have high bar in maths? I have to say that there are only 2 modules which have got something to do with numbers, if you are not a quantitative person. The first is accounting and finance for strategic marketing, delivered again in term 1, and you are not the only one who do not have like kind of, you know, good mathematical background. This year I was so glad to add 6 additional hours to provide the sufficient support. I'd like to Joanne to jump in just to speak from her experience. How did you find this? Again, generally yourself, or even from what you are experiencing with other students as well.
Yeah, so my background is actually in science. So maths and accounting is not really my major, but I find that through this program, firstly, during the lectures, as long as you pay attention in class, I think the pace is, it's at quite a right pace. The additional lecture hours for revision, I think, was really helpful because it really prepares you. And also, I think there were a lot of exercise and activity work that were given as homework. So I think once you complete all those in preparation for the exam, definitely it's sufficient. Yeah. So even if you're without any background of accounting or finance, not to worry about that. And I think there's also a lot of resources. And I think with the learning team, the small groups of 5 or 6 that you have, your learning teams, you help each other. And even to the last minute of just before our exam, which we just completed a couple of days ago. So there are actually students, you know, discussing about some questions, how to do certain calculation. So we are really helping each other out. So going through this whole module is not just by yourself, and you have your fellow coursemates to help you along. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joanne. This is really helpful. And in term 2, you have got another module, which is not actually about math as numbers, but it's software jump. So there are some kind of numbers, and this academic term, I'm more than happy for Kritika to step in and also speak from her experience. But just to add that this academic year, we have freed 1 week, all afternoon session for preparation. You've got materials to prepare online, which I think was still available for Kritika and Jafar in the last 2 years. But we have allowed more time. We're blocking all teaching. So you've got to work on this on your own pace with 1 full week afternoons to complete the online. Kritika, would you like to add anything about math numbers?
Yep, definitely. I think I totally echo what Joanne has mentioned over here. I came from a background which didn't have accounting or math either. I think it is paced in such a way that everybody has completely, it's not for somebody who has an expertise, and it accounts for everybody, whether you have a high level of expertise or if you're new. The pace is so accurate that me with zero idea about what accounting and finance is, it was really easy to grasp. And I think having those extra hours would really help, which was not in our year. But what really helped for us is our learning teams, our cohort. There were a lot of people who had experience already. So I think as much as paying attention in the lectures that you have, looking at all the resources that are given to you. If you have 100% access to all the resources, make use of it. And I think working with your peers is one of the highlights in subjects like maths, where you're not really having an expertise there. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Kritika. I would love you, first of all, please, to introduce yourself. Like, when did you start the strategic marketing? And you've got here a question, why have you chosen? And probably if you can also say what are the 3 key highlights or key good top modules from your perspective. And more importantly, where are you now?
All right. Do you want me to start, Marwa?
Yes, please.
All right. So sorry. Internet is bad. Let me know if it's glitchy. So I'm Kritika Menon. I'm actually originally from India, born and brought up in UAE. I had a couple of years of experience before I chose marketing, and I was in a techno-functional role. So both a combination of IT as well as marketing. Why did I choose marketing? Because I really wanted to understand what I'm doing. I was on the IT side of things, and I was working for the marketing, but I didn't really understand what the business meant. It was solely delivering IT projects, and that's where my interest for marketing came in. Also in university, I had done a lot of marketing, which had enhanced my interest. That's where I jumped to marketing. And in terms of the top 3 subjects for marketing, I think for me, it was digital and the analytics bit, where we're talking about JMP. It was key account management, and the consultancy project. Because when I thought of marketing initially and I wanted to jump into marketing, it was all about digital marketing, branding, and only the cliche subjects that you know, nothing beyond that. And when I came into the course, these were the highlights for me. These were the subjects that really broadened my vision of what marketing is. So I would choose that as my top 3 subjects. And just to let you know where I am right now, I'm based in UK. I'm working for Procter & Gamble, and I'm working as a project manager. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kriti. Thank you so much. I would love to again ask Alexis to please, if you yes, it's I think that's all from my end, and I'll leave it to Alexis, please, to step in and share your screen if you'd like, and let us know more about the marketing from a marketing perspective. I'll be looking at the chat box and probably trying
with a strong hold on academia as well as the industry side. So that really pulled me towards Cranfield.
Thank you so much, Kriti. Thank you. This is very helpful as well.
So there's one more question, I think, before we draw it to a close, if that's okay, for Kritika, that says, can you throw some light on the scholarship that you were offered?
Honestly, I am just aware of the scholarships and nothing that I had applied for at the time when I went ahead. But there are a couple of, I think if you get into the student ambassadors, if you're getting a couple of calls, they might be able to give you a little more. But what I'm aware of is the Chevening scholarship that you have. I'm also sure there's something for the strategic marketing. I'm not very aware. I didn't apply for the scholarships. Sorry about that.
Okay, thank you. Thanks
I can add into this. For me,
Joanne.
myself, I've actually applied quite early. So I applied for the Cranfield scholarship. So I actually managed to get a bursary from the Cranfield scholarship. Yeah.
Thank you. So Marwa, if would it be okay to put your email back in the chat there for if anybody wants to contact you for any further questions? Yes, so I've just put Marwa's email address back in the chat for everybody there. So if you've got any further questions, please do feel free to send Marwa a note.
I just want to very quickly, I'll type it in the chat box. So this is a new scholarship, which is called Minute 2022, and it's on our website. You've got the details here, and please check it. If you actually, again, terms and conditions, if you belong to this part of the world, this would be, I think, something good for you to explore.
Brilliant. Thanks for that, Marwa. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Thank you to Joanne and Kritika and Alexis for providing their insights as well into this MSc. Just really remains to say thank you for all joining us. Don't forget the recording will be available in the near future, so you will be able to come back on this if there's anything that you want to cover. Marwa's email address is in the chat, and I'll leave the session open for a minute or so just so you can grab hold of that. And we hope to see you at Cranfield in the future. So thank you for your time.
Thanks all. Feel free to reach out on LinkedIn if there's any more questions. I'll leave my name on the chat as well. Thank you. Thanks,
Kritika, for joining us. Many thanks, Joanne, as well, for joining us. And I need to apologize on behalf of Jafar. He needed to leave because he had an appointment for his visa to start his new job. So I do apologize on his behalf.